I am in my house. Come and find me. My standship ends the day I clocked from the very first night. Ask me why. I'll say, it's my brother now. So manipulative. I hear people say, oh, no, talk. You go the jam head. I sabi. In fact, anonymous Tofa fan. If you feel free to get upset, that's your business. Onyeka was in everybody's story. He knows he has an abrasive wife. Just relax your mind, drink water, and calm down. Yeah, it will help you. But he messed up because I don't like smith people. Let me try, but that one, let's leave him aside, I beg. Like, it's boring. It's not boring. You all said you wanted boring this year. You didn't want noise. And to be honest, Anita Fituna, I think she backs more than she bites. I love you, Suj. I hear you guys are looking for me. Well, I am in my house. Come and find me. This is going to be the concluding part of Laura's opinion on the No Lose Guard housemates. But before then, I think I should give a background. For those of you who, you just jammed this page or you don't know who Laura is, let me give a background. As an OG of this show, and I say OG because I can categorically tell you that I was the first person who started recapping Big Brother before anybody, like Laurasboxx. I started with normal blog, then I moved to YouTube, Instagram. So I think to an extent, I know a lot about this show. Not even I think. If you know me, you know that I know a lot about this show. And I sabi. One thing is very clear. In my years of supporting Big Brother housemates, watching the show, I have never collected a penny from any housemates. And this is why. If I collect money from you, then you get on the show. I can't speak my mind. I don't want anything to stop me from speaking my mind. I've had friends who came on the show and I sort of didn't like what they were doing. And I would subtly speak. I do not collect a dime because nothing must change my opinion. Secondly, the show or my standship ends the day they say the winner of Big Brother Africa is blah, blah, blah. That's where it ends. Like it ends. When I mean standship, I'm not saying I do not like you anymore. Nope. I'm just saying there are certain things that I would not cover up, that I would speak, which even during the show I speak, but maybe not in entirety. But this time around, I'm going to speak. And so I'm going to be very open. Sorry, this is coming very late. I was supposed to record this video a long time ago. Last week was really tough. This Tinubu's economy is pinching me, is biting me, it's giving me anxiety. I was not happy last week, but I woke up today and I was like, it's a new week, it's a new day. I was even losing my hair and I'm like, I just felt energized and refreshed. I said, let me dress up and come and do this video now. Because I want to balance. Because the last one, I felt like I was in a hurry, I was rushing. This one, I want to take my time and do this video. So guys, the last evicted 14 housemates. Let me open my portfolio and let's start. But before then, welcome to Laurasboxx. For our existing subscribers and watchers, thank you so much for watching. And for new subscribers, new followers, I just want to say thank you. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. And so this week, we're going to start with TJ. So, TJ, I clocked from the very first night. So if you've been watching the review of my No Lose Guard housemates, you would know. I stand here to say till today, from the very first night, it was my least favorite housemate. And till date, nothing has changed. There are people that were bottom for me initially, and they just blew, boom. But you see that guy, nothing has changed. I'm like, there's something very funny about this guy. There's something very not making sense about this TJ of a guy. And I was not wrong. He is not straightforward. He likes gossip. I don't have a problem with people liking gossip. I won't lie to you. I've said this several times. Gossip is not a deal breaker for me because I want to know what's happening. You're allowed to say what you want to say, but there's something about gossiping and there's something about being malicious about your gossip. A very hardworking person. But I watched TJ brick by brick, work his way to the position before he exited the house. Do you understand? So I would say TJ is a very hardworking guy. Um, I don't know, a gossip, like a complete one. If he doesn't like you, and it's how you don't even see him coming. It's very subtle. You know, if you don't like somebody, some people can show it that I don't like you. TJ won't even show you that I don't like you. Just comes in a very subtle way. And his friends here, his friends there, is here, is that. And he has this, the first few weeks, there was this overimportance that was worrying him. We're popular in the house, or this, or that. I don't even need to waste my time on TJ because I'm sure if you are very genuine with your opinions. We definitely have the same opinion when it comes to Dr. TJ. Next is Handy. Andy was like my very amongst the twins. She was the one I tilted towards. She's a sweet girl. I feel she's a sweet girl. I feel she's super gorgeous. See, they're identical, but and this beauty is striking. I don't even know how that happened because those girls are pretty identical, but there's just something that differentiates Handy. Her beauty is just striking. She's a very pretty girl. I didn't like the fact that she lived in her sister's shadow. For me, she doesn't have. I cannot say this is who Handy is. She tilts. Sometimes she has her opinion, and her sister talks, and you see her. You're right. You're right. You're right. Like our opinion won't even stick. So, a lot of times she knows the right thing, but she's Wani can convince her. I don't even think she can live without Wani. When they had their issues, I was like, I want to leave. I want to leave. You saw all the tantrums she threw. That's just to tell you that she cannot survive without a sister. Outside the house, I would really want to see Handy stand by herself. I know they're very close. I know they're pretty close. I love their bond, but you can tell that Wani can handle herself without her sister. But from everything I watched, she played the game according to her sister. Wani led the way and she followed through. I cannot even pinpoint one single thing that Andy did, and it was her own doing. And they would have opinions. Then she has a conversation with Wani. And the next thing she's like, you're right, you're right. Wani would, you're right. I'm like, you can have an opinion and stick by your opinion, never Handy. So for me, she lived in her sister's shadow, but she's a very sweet girl. Deep down, I think she's sweet. Deep down, I know she's the tough sister. Deep down, I know she's the crazy sister, not even Wani. Let's move to Sean. Sean Okoje. The first night Sean came into the house, I was like, cute boy. Sean is not like fine, but there's something attractive about him. He's not the guy you say is handsome, no. But there's something super attractive about him. But my intuition was not wrong. I kept watching him that first night. He didn't really say anything, no. But there's this thing, this intuition you just have about someone. And there was just something that just said, there's something about this guy. Sean was actually the person I wanted to stand. Because I was like, let me support my Edo person, Gary. Do you understand? Like, I would like to, let me just do, I didn't really want to support anyone this year. So I was like, let me just do towards tribal line. They asked me why. I was like, he's my brother now. So it was someone I wanted to stand, but my mind just no follow. Sean is an instigator. Sean is manipulative. Sean is selfish and is a big game reader. Now, I love the game thing about him. See, for me, if you come into the house, play your game. That's what I like. Brutal games. That's what I like about the show. Play your game. But Sean is actually an instigator. I remember on the time, like people were like, Onyeka, oh, Sean's friend. I don't mind the friendship. I said, I mind the friendship. There's something about this guy. My Igbo people will say, Ona atokisi. He go the jam head. When Wani is having conversations about Onyeka, for somebody who says the other person is his friend, you think it would be like, I think you're just overthinking it. Or Onyeka, I think you're just overthinking it. You guys should, you say, but you know, you guys are not friends. You're not friends. Don't force it. Like, he just wanted to see them at loggerheads. Then he came out of the house and we found out that it was the one who even told Victoria to pursue the triangle. And I'm like, for somebody that's Onyeka every day, Sean, my friend, complete instigator. Then we saw the nomination tactics before Big Brother stopped the nomination thing. He wants you to do his dirty work. So he's not going to come out to do that work, but he would instigate you and you will do the dirty work for him. And he's very arrogant, extremely arrogant. You could see the way he would respond to Big Brother at times. He likes to keep malice, he likes to grudge. Whatever issues he had with Victoria outside the house, he carry him. He would not speak. I have watched him outside the house and the way he's acted, even to Suj. Whatever issues he had with Suj was nothing. You're saying, okay, Suj spoke about you, like you started talking about him first. He started it first. So when you come and he's really, really arrogant. I think he tried the task. I think he did. He would put his all in task, but I think he's actually a very mean person because look at when Victoria fell down during that task and he did not lift a muscle. Now let me go to OC. Whew. I feel like leaving this OZ matter to the end because after this video, I want to talk about the dynamics of the most popular dynamic in the house, the Mbachekas, the whatever, the triangle, the O2. If I have time, I would speak on it. But let me talk about OC. OC, cool guy. He was like the big uncle in the house, fearless, fluid. The social game was top notch. First week, he wasn't really talking. The first week, it was Ozzy that was. And because Ozzy was always talking, so I don't mind people talking. But sometimes I like when people just observe. So I tilted towards OC. I know somebody on the timeline kept saying, Ozzy is the cool brother. But I was like, but this Ozzy is calm, is friendly and everything. And I liked the way they handled the Indian situation when the girls were like, you played us, and they were like, oh, we apologize. That's not how it is, and everything. And he just played a very social game. Housemates would nominate him. He knew when to keep quiet, even though they could argue, but he knew when to just, pipe low. He wasn't really interfering in his brother's situation. OC got into a lot of fights, and OC would like let him do whatever it is he wants to do. But as the game progressed, I realized, could he be playing a game? Let me stop here with OC because I will talk about them later. Tofa. Is it this Tofa matter? A few of my very good friends support Tofa. And in fact, Anonymous Tofa fan is my friend. And this person is not even in Nigeria. So you see that Anonymous gift people are fighting about that. Maybe Onyeka's fans are the ones that even give. The person contacted me and I sent those gifts, just so you know. So there's an Anonymous fan of Tofa. And because of the friendship I have with them, when this show started, I had my opinions about Tofa were wild. But over time, I started to just tone it down. Like I didn't want to offend them because I realized they really liked the boy and they were really, really honestly sensitive about him. So I was just taking it easy. But this is like my opinion, and I'm going to speak. Tofa, very cute. The first day he came into the house, he was not amongst my favorites. I didn't tilt towards Tofa. And I kept like, what is noise I'm making about this boy? I don't know. And the show started. And you can see that he's neither here nor there. Tofa is not a straightforward person. If you feel free to get upset, that's your business. He's not a straightforward person. He, of course, we know that I don't want to say he's a liar because I'll just say he lied. So you lied, so you're a liar, Sha. The age thing, you know, he had several opportunities to come clean. Also because the girl was really particular about those things. You know, a lot of times when you have the opportunity to say the truth, just take the advantage and speak your truth. But to play devil's advocate for Topher, I felt like he was also scared. He didn't want to lose her. And so he just had to wait till they take it outside. So that's my own devil's advocate. That's my good work for you, Tofa fans who are my friends. But I is not a straightforward person. And if not that they were living with cameras, I felt like we would have lose guarded a lot because there were times when he was actually going to lose guard. He had certain opinions about his partner that didn't really go well, that didn't sit right with me, that I'm sure he caught himself at several times. I watched Tofa work his way up. So, initially he struggled with task. I felt like he struggled with his confidence when it came to task, but it was actually very good seeing him, you know, try. He kept trying. And even before he left the house, you could see that when he came to task, he was already picking up. He would get to maybe the semi-finals. He was really doing well. So I think he built his confidence. Okay. Now, Super came out of the house and his interview said his least connected is Onyeka. I don't have a problem with your least connected. Say whatever it is you want to say. But that is actually very disingenuous of Tofa because I honestly thought that after his relationship with his 4-in-1, Onyeka was the next person. They had this friendship that sometimes we don't understand. Sometimes we'll be like, are they interested in each other? Is he interested in her? They were even very sexual with their conversations. They were close. But when these DRC guys, those rabid and debased girls came into the house and were calling people names, calling Onyeka prostitutes, and the next day, Tofa sat with Suja and Nelly, and he was like, they called her, look at the name they called her. Maybe she's, they're outside, so they know what's going on outside. And I'm like, really? So do you also have that impression about Nelly? And all those eye service was also because the girls were like, Tofa is a cool boy. Nothing is wrong with him. He's a cool boy. So because they called you a good person, you don't have wahala. So you think that whatever it is they say about others, you have to believe it. Because even the day he had an issue with Cassia, she had an issue with Cassia and what's his name? Victoria. The way the next was so happy, I'm happy you put her in a place. Now I'm using Onyeka as a bench line because Onyeka was in everybody's story and they were really, 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 really close. So that was actually very shocking. And that's why I said he's not a straightforward person. He's not straightforward. Like you just know it's not straightforward at all because they were really close, like very close. So there were things that I didn't even understand about them. I just like, let me just watch. Almost like they had their own personal understanding. And let's go to Cassia. When they walked, I think they were the last to come into the house, and I saw the stuff on Twitter, like where people that carry these ones come from, and I got interested in them. I went check them out, and if you watch my second video, I was like, I really like these people. I like them. I like them. I like these people. But by week 2, I kept watching. I was watching Cassia. I was watching Kelly, and Cassia was always laughing, and I'm like, you see this one that is always laughing. There's something she's trying to mask. I personally think Cassia, first of all, Cassia, I think your leg is good. You have a good leg because you got married to your husband and doors just opened. So I honestly think you are a good luck charm because it's just like Kelly Ray, if I don't marry you since, because look at the way you just came into the family and things just they're working out. Who would have thought that they would have won that show? Now, regardless of that, as I week 3, I kept saying Kelly Ray knows his wife. He knows he has an abrasive wife. He knows he has a very funny wife. And that's why, at the beginning of the show, he kept monitoring her. Everybody was like, he's being controlling. I don't think Kelly Ray is a controlling person. If you watch him, I think he's actually a fluid guy. But because when you know that the person who is attached to your game, the person who can make or mar your game is crazy, you have to be a you have to be a caretaker to that person. And that was what Kelly Ray was trying to do. Everybody was like, he's controlling. He wasn't controlling. He knew that he had a sensitive, abrasive, impulsive person as a wife. And so it was always checkmating her, checkmating her, checkmating her. Cassia, I think she's mean. I think she's vile. I think she uses laughter to mask whatever thing that is going on with her. But very hardworking and very talented. I don't think she likes house chores because I barely saw Cassia cook. Kelly Ray did all the cooking. He took care of his wife, which is fine. Like live the princess life. But this is what I think of that girl. The things that come out of her head are not normal things. They are things from somebody who thinks really deep in a negative light. You see, when that thing came out, when she told Wani that let's not nominate Onyeka, that was a badass. See, when you know somebody's your enemy and you don't even want to take them out, you want to leave them for your entertainment, or Yoruba will say, "Koshesin." Like you want to leave them so that they can self-destruct, so that you can use them for content. You know that person is not, the person's brain is filled with all sorts. She has the tendency to be a wicked person. Cassia is the reason Onyeka and Victoria couldn't come to a, a middle ground and sort out whatever issues they had. Because she kept putting that, no, she's not your friend. You have to be careful. She's this, she's that. She read meanings to everything. To the point where she even said the checkers sibling rivalry was a strategy. She not get peace. She needs to calm down. Cassia, you've won, you're a winner now, you're a millionaire right now. Just relax your mind, drink water and calm down. Yeah, it will help you. Just chill. Don't be looking for demons and principalities where they are not. Just chill, okay? Calm down, relax. Congratulations to you. Now, next, Suj. Ah, Suj. Loved Suj from the stage. If you watched my first No Guard video, I loved Suj from the stage. He was very lackadaisical, but that was what I liked. You'd ask him, Ebuka asked him a question, and he was like, nothing, just going to go there. And I was like, okay, let me watch out for this guy. Suj would have been my ultimate favorite, but he messed up because I don't like Smith people. First 2 weeks, this guy struggled. He wasn't giving me anything to work with. And I don't really like loud. I don't really like housemates that buzz every day, but I like housemates that play the game. Suj did not give me what to work with, and I saw Onyeka, whom I also liked from the stage, and she was just giving me something to work with. Normally, I'll come back to that. But you know, for the first 2 weeks, I tuned off from Suj. But when you like someone, you like someone. So there was a point Suj dropped, and you know, he came up for me. He's a very calm guy. People say he's arrogant. I don't know if he's arrogant, but I can understand where people are coming from. I can understand where they're coming from. Like, oh, this guy is arrogant because he would barely talk. He's more of a listener. He really doesn't speak. And when it comes to task, comes to challenges, Suj is ready to play, well behaved, he communicates well. Suj, you're the reason I started looking and saying, maybe I should date a younger guy. I'm not going to lie to you. And as God would have it, one young guy walked towards me during Big Brother. I was like, oh, I like you and everything. And I was like, this one that Suj is behavior. Let me try. But that one, let's leave him aside, I beg. Not the behave like Suj. Suj communicates. For a relationship person, that's my kind of guy. See me, I'm cheesing because the guy is just a communicator. You don't have to second guess anything. He wants, even if there's an issue, he wants to sort it out before it escalates. Do you understand? I don't know. The guy is just a sweet guy, and I'm really happy that you know the universe favored him to get till the very end. Because you people said that everybody must not be noisy, you can be calm. So thank God it got to the end. I'm like, it's boring. It's not boring. You all said you wanted boring this year. You didn't want noise. So Suj, congrats for getting to the end. I really like you. Keep up the wonderful work. You're not easily swayed. You are someone that you have your opinions. or you watch. You're not easily pushed to the corner. They say, don't talk to the person. No, you're not like that. So I love you, Suj. The next person is Anita. Anita came into the house and I was watching when Nelita came in. I tilted towards Nelly. If you follow me on Twitter, I think I made the most noise about Nelly that first week. There was no buzz about Nelly. I was just like, Nelly, this girl is pretty. Blah, blah, blah. I'll go back to Nelly. Anita came in and I tilted towards her. I was just watching her like, this girl. She was not even looking. She was just looking very plain to me at that period. But I watched the show and she's gorgeous. I love how stern Anita is. I call her Principal Anita. She's the disciplinarian. Like, and to be honest, Anita Fituna, because people are very well badly behaved. Now she Fituna because she's actually very stern, very principled, very prim and proper, well behaved. She didn't get into issues with anybody apart from maybe like the male twins. I felt like she didn't like them, and she proved me right at the end. I said it the first week that I can sense that she doesn't like them, and she proved me right at the end because she really didn't graduate them. But Anita, kudos to you. When it came to task, she gave her all. I didn't understand the relationship with Topher. You know, you like what you like at the end of the day. So I think she really got to like Topher. I feel like she's a needy person. By the time if you're a friend and you move away from her a bit, it worries her. You see her, she just sits alone, she starts talking to herself. It worries her. So I think she likes companionship, she's needy, and I think that relationship really helped her in the house. She needed it. Some people cannot do this show without having their person. So that's it about Anita. And you know, Anita, you were not exactly my fave at the beginning, but you ended up being like my 5th fave in the house, and I'm wishing you well. Nelly, I made a lot of noise for the first week. Second week, something just tuned off for me. I don't know what it is. First of all, Nelly is pretty. I love Nelly's breasts. My initial thoughts about Nelly, I'll say it, and I still stand by it. I know she said, I'm not, I have like, I have grace, I'm this, I'm that. I think she backs more than she bites. That's what I think. I feel like all those I have grace is just a facade, and it could be true. It's possible that she has a temper and she's trying to, but I just felt like Nelly had so much to give. I'm not even lying to you. Nelly had potential, and people waited for Nelly to give potential, but she didn't. I'm wondering if now that she's out of the house, if she has regrets, if she could have just dropped everything on the table and played the game. Nelly did not play the game at all. She didn't play the game, and I'm really hurt. Very hardworking. Our relationship is huge. I don't know. I don't know if she likes. I don't think she messes with Suj. I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. She's probably fond of him, but I don't think it's a relationship that will go far. If they go far, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I'll be surprised, to be honest. I'll be surprised. And I like the fact that she can be forgiving, or if she likes someone, she likes the person, go to Victoria. Because I would like to leave some people for last. And I would like to leave the elephant in the room, which is Onyeka, for last. You just look at her and say, oh, what a wonderful girl. Oh, such a useless boy. If you think you're playing that girl, you are a momo. You used to be on the streets. You know them. I'm not a mental health therapist. I cannot win those boys. Local, Abuja, poverty-stricken babe. I'm this old auntie and this small boy, Yoruba boy. I had second-hand embarrassment. At the end of the day, it's just Toko. She can't fight. I didn't like Ozzy's post-show interview. I didn't like Onyeka's, can you fry eggs for me? And I looked at him like, hey. She's the biggest proponent of those things. He did not really do anything, but what else are we going to say? Some more day, Onyeka is not the kind of fave I would support. I could understand why housemates didn't like it too. So Onyeka's bad habits. I won that show. Because there were times I would get upset and I was like, Onyeka played a badass game. That first week we would have died. Bare strangers, grace. Big brother, you see those checker sisters? They are wise, but they want to act dumb. Made herself available to be used. Understand what? But I'm not surprised though. That one, I don't want to involve him here because he's not a housemate. I had sexual encounter with every day. You're just a bloody ass liar. I mean, focus on me. Focus on me. Focus on me. With what? Focus. What exactly are they digging? They are not bothered. Other their bed, they were going to walk Lagos. It's OC. It's OC. It's OC. Brother. They finally got home too. That their other brother that's always going to the gym. Finally, Onyeka Anita Chigbo, as you are staying in Lagos, be careful of Lagos.